Now, over here you see some symbols. And it was written ad generissimo Mauricio Nassau Comite Brazilian Governante. Let me not read it, but let me translate. The most illustrious and generous Maurice of Nassau, governor of Nassau, who gave 12 ships to Hans Queen that captures this castle in 1607. So, what language? This one, English, is Latin. Now, the Dutch people, has anybody been to Holland before? No. The Dutch, yeah, the Dutch people are very good in two things. Two, among others, they are good in the use of water, which we have seen. And the second is they are good in the use of wind. Wind power. So over here, the temperature is about now 27 degrees Celsius. All right? The temperature. It's about 27 degrees. You don't feel it. Yes, 27 degrees Celsius. Immediately you enter there, you will see that the temperature drops by 1 degree Celsius because there is a gush of wind which hits the wall and cools the place. I'll have opportunity to send other messages.
Okay, enjoy our visit.
To build this castle means you needed architects. To build this castle means you needed architects.
Your friend who said? What's your name?
Wonderful.
Who?
Wonderful.
Wonderful? Oh, Ato Biden?
After bathing.
Bathing.
Yeah.
Is this for the castle or?
No, for my personal.
every year. Yeah, they come every year.
So we have now come anti-clockwise to the main courtyard. In this courtyard, you will see that the castle is built in 4 tiers. The ground floor, a middle floor, a third floor, and a fourth floor. You see that? So the higher you are, the more important. So the governor actually lives in the fourth floor, and his immediate subordinates are in the third floor. So also you see that in this place is 1, 2, 3. So that if the governor wants to speak, he stands there at the top post and speaks. If he's lower than the governor, he will stand at the lower dais. It is a way of ranking system. So if the governor is speaking, the top there, so you have to lift your head and probably just do that so that the waves of the sound are clear. So, do you all have enough to this is popular? So, out here, it's nice for everybody. If you want to hear properly, then you have to extend. And so that is it. But you see, you may have heard that the castle is famous for an infamous activity called slavery. But the castle is not all about slavery. Okay? If we don't give a balanced picture of the castle, people who are black rise up against people who are white, because then there's animosity. Is that okay? But apart from the infamous slavery, then there was also religion. So this place is the Portuguese church called St. George's Church. The Portuguese at that time were Catholics. So it was from here that but when the Dutch defeated the Portuguese in 1637, the Dutch were not Catholics. They were Calvinists of the Dutch Reformed Church. So they abandoned this one and built their own church where we live. Now, this one, when they abandoned, was used to trade in slaves. So the slaves are brought from the dungeons to auction. So the ground were for goods and later slaves and auction. Now it's being used as museum. So I give you free access. Look at whatever you want.
Only the remaining 205 years stage. So that was the okay. Like I said, it's a
Please go and feel free to look at whatever you want.
Well, but if you do this, you talk pure. Right? So this is where people have laws and all this stuff. Remember the chief where we keep moving out? The chief of that. Where you stop
The basic reason for which the castle was built was for trade. And in the beginning, it was used for trading items, not living items. But later on, the trade changed into slavery. And so the slaves were kept in dungeons. The slaves were separated into males and females. So now we go to the female dungeon. Okay? Don't be emotional about this. This is the global world where we care for one another. Is that okay? This is history. Okay? And the history advises us for the future. So nobody should blame the ancestors of others for that. Somebody will say, so the white people made slaves, etc. But they were also local collaborators who supported. Is that okay? If you are not right with this, then some people become speculation and they think that the ancestors. So we are going to. So there's also architecture. You are students and you are tech. In tech there's architecture. You see that steps have got a certain dimensions. And when the dimensions shows, it also shows how human beings are changing. Because when you take a step, there's a level that you should raise. The level should be here. But you see that the level is high. Okay? You don't walk like this. You don't walk as if you are driving a car and stepping on the brakes and clutch. So as you climb up, notice also that. You see that it is not a normal this thing.
To see some old clothes. These are not the original clothes.
So this is the
why our guests know that they realize that this was
This is the female slave dungeon. It is segmented. And so every segment has a certain number of people. And in these dungeons, they live there, they eat there, they urinate there, some bring forth the children. Some females were captured when they were pregnant. So because people are here, we will start. So this is for 50 people. 50. That's 50. That's okay. Look at this staircase. I'll come and talk about this staircase to you. When a governor chooses a concubine from among the slaves, and a concubine agrees, this is the staircase to the progress. Yes, you want to be a concubine?
Oh.
I want to be a wife.
No, is this the actual
Yes.
This is preserved, right?
So, so let's come in.
European Latin never been there. Giant oh, so now this is for what? For some of the men couldn't stay without sex. The African
That's 1 3 4 200. So let's go. No, take your time. Don't rush. Take your time. When you finish.
Can you repeat what you said? I missed it.
Just for 100.
100.
Fantastic. The last one is for 300 female slaves. If you are observant, you may inhale the originals. If you are observant, you can inhale the originals. 300. Yes. They were so thin. They were so thin that they could be absolutely. Yes. So they were here. You did everything here with the exception of the bath, because there's no water for bathroom. So come to the shade so that you don't brown. Do you have protection for your skins? Yes. You see, in this place, we have 2 wells. Now, in this well, this is the porch. There's no water in it. This is for drinking. And the Portuguese well. But when the Dutch defeated the Portuguese in 1637, so they did not use that. Take care for it because we are the authority. So this is the dashboard. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially the ladies, the lovers who came here didn't come with their wives. So, when they start on, is it not the right word? Was my I didn't study anything sometimes, so it's bad. They invited the females to converge in this garden, and they stood up there to select one.
What is one?
Yes, to select one to be a concubine. Now, if he selected one, and the one that he selected disagrees that you be a concubine of the governor, then the one who refused will be chained. So this ball, you knelt down until you perished. Okay? You knelt down in the sun, chained until you perished. But if you decided that you want to be a concubine of the governor, then you were brought near the well, water was taken from it, and you were given a clean bath. Okay? Then you were put through this one, and you tried to take that action. Okay, but when the ships come, timber ships come, they file them through the steps, send. So let us see how they file out. People have concept. They descend here to the door of no. Is that okay? So we will go there.
Come on, my friend.
Nobody has fallen into the well. Has anybody? Oh, she wants to be the governor's wife. Please climb the staircase.
That's the point of no return. So
Yes.
that's where the slaves go. And straight to a ship.
Yes. Please bring her. We will go to the conference place and you can stay there if you want.
That's the point of no return.
That's what I was saying. I want you got that shirt from my No, that's this one. No, not that.
So we are descending. This is one of the pendants, but this time for males. For men. And so the men are happy. And when the ship are ready, yeah, probably going to make you all right. Then we file. So let us go and see how we're taking
I told you there's a step down and watch your head. No, you got one. We are also watch your head and step down.
Follow yourself. Follow yourself. So Then, see, they bring them in batches. They bring them in batches. And by the time that you reach here, you actually demoralize. You actually demoralize and humiliate them. So you file one by one to the door of the origin. It is very low, so it's bent.
What is this for?
This one, it is newly constructed so that water rains.
Oh, okay.
This
It was constructed.
Now you can see some also in there. Some of the visitors are not Christians. Because when they look at the role that Christianity played during that time, they doubt the scriptures. So they also bring alcohol, they pour libation to call the spirits of our ancestors for protection and activity. That's what you see there. Lots of stuff. Let's continue.
So the story has been told by our illustrious tour guide here. Where is he? He's gone. First time. Option. So I'll leave you here for 1 hour. That you reflect on life. I want to know with me.
Unfortunately, we don't have the time.
But you were so. You kept so long at the Pictures Museum. So,
Who next? Who wants?
okay, so Nigel, let us go one by one. Please mind your head.
You hear me?
Those who finish.
exercise today.
Let me change you.
Is that right? And we said that the Portuguese were Catholics. But the Dutch who were Catholics, they were the Dutch Reformed Church. And so they abandoned that church. And this was the Dutch church. So it's Zion, as the Zion is the dwelling place of the Lord. Psalm 132. Zion is the dwelling place of the Lord. And so this is their church. Unfortunately, this church is just about the few Muslims that do. When we went, they were keeping the silent. Why? Because a small boy was taken from Elmina, he was sent to the Netherlands, he was schooled in the Netherlands. He's called Jocobus Elijah Captain. And at the university, he was to write a thesis or dissertation. And his dissertation was that the Bible is not opposed to slavery. So he has to take essence of the Bible to justify slavery. That Abraham had slaves. The Bible said after 70 years, he's free. I said, so he justified that there's nothing wrong with slavery. And it was very popular to us. So they asked him to start to deliver his thesis to all the universities and towns in the Netherlands. So they didn't have any problem teaching their church. So you see the female slaves where
Why are you back?
The wood version now. There's no wood glass. Is that also
The dining room or something.
dining room?
So you have 7 minutes for photography if you want. Over there is the fishing harbor. I told you that Elminians don't fly British flag. And since that,
Well, here it's nothing. We waste his time. Not a way. Really?
What? Nice here. I'll take it up back now.
Oh, true. That's not a beauty, guys. I can hear you. Yeah, it's always between you and Jay, not me and you guys. Yeah, that's all it is there. Yours is, yeah, yours.